I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. Tender moments seem to go so fast. Reminisce, reminisce. I reminisce about the love we had. I reminisce about the love we had. A love so strong it will never pass.
Love Park Connection. And we are rolling.
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
How
everybody.
you guys doing today? So today we are going to talk about sabotaging your relationships.
Sabotage.
He thought of this one, so he's going to lead this one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Hopefully he don't. Wait a minute.
minute.
Is a lock on the soapbox?
Uh,
Is it on it? Because this could be a soapbox topic. So I'm gonna try and reel it in, but I can't guarantee y'all.
Lock on. Do we have to keep the lock on the warehouse?
Lock on the warehouse.
Lock on the warehouse.
But before we get started, let us introduce ourselves. Welcome to Love Park Connection, where we talk about the pains and pleasures of life, love, and relationships. My name is Angela Parker.
And I'm Pierre Parker.
We are a husband and wife marriage and relationship coaching duo. We have been married for 28 years, together for over 30 years. And it's our goal to help Black couples build healthy long-term relationships and marriages. I'm trying to condense our intro, but I've been saying the other one for so long that this one's not rolling off my tongue like it used to, like the other one. So bear with me, y'all.
Wait a minute, let me put my stamp. Yes.
Yeah. And if there's anything you like about our content or find value, please remember to subscribe and like and hit that notification bell so you know when we upload new content. We upload new content once a week, maybe twice a week, but every week. So please remember to, help us build this community. We appreciate you guys. So
Yeah.
we're going to get started on this topic. So why?
Well, this is an interesting one. I just had some friends and associates and things like that have told me certain things about their relationships and things that they, have gone through. Some of them are in
You better hope
relationships.
they don't listen to
Some
this.
of them are, hey, it is what it is.
Oh, Lord.
Some of them are in relationships. Some of them are not. Some of them are attempting to try and get into relationships. And, sometimes because of the way that they are, sometimes it seems to sabotage some of these relationships and potential relationships. So that's why I call it sabotaging your relationship. And it could be it could be a plethora of things that can actually sabotage your relationship. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't even know it. And it could be stuff that, trivial stuff. A lot of time it is trivial stuff, but it could be stuff that stems from trauma, from childhood, or anything that you just keep bringing over into your next relationship and into your next one and into your next one.
Yeah.
And if you never deal with it, you just going to keep repeating that same cycle, and you're going to keep wondering, well, why am I like this? Why do I keep having these problems?
Yeah.
Or usually it's, it's just because that woman ain't, I just can't find a good woman, or I can't find a good man.
Yeah.
But like we always say, there's a common denominator in that. And that common denominator is usually that person that's constantly going through that. But a lot of times that person don't want to.
And sometimes that person might not even know. And I'm going to give benefit of the doubt that sometimes that person might not even know that they're sabotaging or know that they need, to work out some things before they try and get into a relationship, because we all have baggage. And we've talked about this in other of our podcasts. We all have baggage, but how we bring that baggage to our next relationship can either impact the relationship good or bad.
Yeah.
And when we came to into our relationship, we of course had baggage,
I had a U-Haul full of
but
baggage.
but I think also the older that you get, the more baggage that you bring to a relationship. Luckily, we were younger. We were still in our 20s when we started dating. But we still had baggage that thankfully he didn't bring his baggage in and I didn't bring my baggage. We knew about each other's baggage and we worked it out together. We helped each other get over that. But the older you get, and you don't work through that baggage and you don't try and fix whatever childhood trauma you had, or even trauma, like I said, trauma from another relationship, another marriage or whatever. If you don't realize you have that trauma or that baggage, you can't fix what you don't realize you have.
Exactly.
Or acknowledge.
Exactly. And there's, some people that I know, couple guys who had some fathers that are just, that have just been, just nasty to their mothers, and it's carried over, to them, and this is unforeseen stuff that they're doing things that they don't even realize, that their father was doing to their mother or doing to other women or being, womanizers and all this stuff. So this is childhood trauma.
Right.
And you're bringing this into your relationship and you're bringing it on and on and on. And there's some women that's the same way. They have stuff that their mom may have taught them, and, because their mom has gone through some crazy stuff. So they're telling, they're handing it down. Your man ain't blah, 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 or, and, you have to understand that your mom's trauma is your mom's trauma. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to carry over to you.
Right.
That doesn't mean that every man is bad and every woman is a hoe. That does not mean, that's what I'm saying. Sometimes that's what some daddies, unfortunately, that's what some daddies be telling some of their sons and stuff because of the things that they've gone through with women. They hand that down.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that you have to take that on.
Right.
I know some women that are just, they kind of sabotage themselves. They get to the point to where,
things are going too good.
Yeah, things are going too good. Then they find some way to kind of sabotage it, or they come up with some some unreal expectation. And if this guy doesn't, do whatever it is with this unreal expectation, then she's out.
Right.
And the same thing with some guys that I know. That's the same thing. If this guy, if his woman don't make his spaghetti the way his mama used to make it with the same seasonings and all this stuff, then he's out. Stupid shit like that. Dumb shit. You gonna give up a good woman because she can't make some spaghetti like your mama can. So that's what I'm saying. Sabotaging your relationship. There's a lot of people that come up with, like, there's some people that I know that they have this theory that, like in the world, technically, like in the law world, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But there's a lot of women, some men too, but I know a lot of women because I grew up with some aunts that was like this, who end up being single for the rest of their life. But anyway, but they had this thing that every man is guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
And I just don't think you go into a relationship like that. That is straight off sabotaging.
But I can, and not in defense, but because we were talking about this, or we were talking about this yesterday. And so Pierre is very much of, he believes people, he takes people at face value until they prove him, till they prove
wrong.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Until proven guilty. I'm the opposite. And you need to prove to me that you are who you are before I let you into my circle, into my life, really, until I really feel comfortable with you. And sometimes that wall doesn't come down for a while because I'm really looking at you to see what kind of person you are. I'm using a lot of time my intuition on how I feel about that person. And sometimes my intuition is wrong. I admit it. But I don't just wholeheartedly open myself up to individuals. I will take the time, I will watch people, but I also I'm not rude to you, and I'm not going to immediately push you away, but I'm not going to let you into my inner circle. Where Pierre, he does let you into his inner
Well,
circle.
no, not
Uh,
right off.
well,
And that's what I was gonna say. You still can trust some people. You can still give a certain level of trust and still do all that. But then you still have that caution. You still be like, okay, I am
you see the
watching you.
face?
Mhm.
Not here.
But you still, because a lot of times when you go that route, sometimes people don't know how much to give and how much to pull back on, and that in turn makes that other person who's trying to be with that person,
Yeah.
it turns that person off,
Yeah.
because sometimes that person is so hard, or that person is just not giving anything back. So
Well,
yes.
I'm not saying you don't give anything back. No, I'm saying you still need to have a level of caution before you just allow that person
Yeah.
into your life. And some people have a higher level of caution. I have a higher level of caution. Thank goodness I'm with you.
Mhm, mhm.
Because it would be hard for me to date,
Yeah.
because I do have, I'm very suspicious of people
Mhm.
in the beginning, and it takes a while for me to just let down that guard and say, okay, you cool. I know that I can trust you. It's the trust factor.
I understand the trust factor. Yes, that's what I said. But you have to give you have to give some trust in order for that person to feel like he's or she is making any type of progress of maybe even considering having a life with you. If you're
Yeah.
just so hard and it's just so, so if they're working so hard
And you're not
to,
giving anything back.
yeah, and you're not
Well,
giving
not
it, and
yeah.
your thing and your mind is constantly, because there are some people that I know
Yes.
that is like, no, I know this person is gonna mess up in the next little while, so
Right.
soon, so I'm not gonna give that.
Right.
That's what I mean by
Okay. You got a
guilty
point. Okay.
guilty until proven innocent, which it
Okay.
shouldn't be that way. This person should be coming in with a clean slate. You should be coming in with a clean slate. Yes, you guys got your baggage, but you didn't left that baggage at the door. And you walking into this room with this other person. And then this person over here is doing the same thing. They left their baggage at the door. You walking in and you guys are getting to know each other.
Okay.
So, but if you walking in carrying all your shit on your shoulders, and this person is too, ain't
Right. It's not going
it's,
to be enough room for y'all to.
yeah.
Ain't going to be enough room in that. It's not going to be enough room in that room.
Yeah. Or if one person is walking in with all that baggage and the
Yeah.
other person is walking in, empty handed, now that person that walked in with all that baggage is self-sabotaging.
Yeah.
That person is sabotaging that potential relationship.
You're right. Okay. I hear you. You're right. You're right.
But I mean,
I'm still.
yes, that's why you stuck with me, because you would be lonely.
I'll be
You'd be
lonesome.
lonesome.
I'd have all my dogs.
Like you say, you'd be the dog lady.
I mean,
You have a farm full of dogs. Because every man be like, hell no, I can't. I'll try it. I can't. That exterior,
I get that chisel.
You be like
The
that turtle shell on that thing there is,
Oh, Lord.
But
I was going
go
to
ahead.
say there was a story you were telling me about. It goes along with the self-sabotage
Uh-huh.
that you had a friend
Yeah.
who was dating this guy, or potentially dating this guy,
Mhm.
and he wanted to know, hey, where do you want to go? I guess this was like the first or second date or something like that. And he said,
Yeah,
where do you want to go?
Yeah, I think they were supposed to go out to dinner or something, go on a date.
Right. And so, of course, that sounds like a reasonable question. A man asks you, hey, where do you want to go for dinner? Where do you want to go in this, where do you want to go?
Mhm.
And I guess she didn't call him back, or she
Yeah.
didn't, something like that,
She
where
was done with
she
him.
was done with him. And we're like, well, why were you done with him? And basically she was like, well, if he can't make a decision on where we should go. And my thing is, okay, I know I can be a little hard, but if a man is asking me, where do you want to go, to me, I'll take it like, oh, he's thinking that, he wants to know where I want to go for dinner,
Mhm.
and he's being cordial enough to ask me because, he could pick a restaurant and you don't even like the damn food, and then
Mhm.
you're going to be mad at
Now you're
that.
mad at that.
So that's another way that, folks can self-sabotage a relationship before it even begins.
Yeah.
You know,
And then it's funny because there are some people that know that. I have another friend who was dating this lady, and well, they were seeing each other and stuff like that. And then she had said something like, you know, they were just friends and talking at this stage. And I
Yeah.
guess they had said something. She said something like, if we'd have been in a relationship by now, a long enough relationship by now, I would have ended up sabotaging it because I usually don't stay in relationships that long. And it's
Mhm.
like, if you know this, isn't that something that you need to be working on? It's like, that don't make no sense. Why do you keep getting in relationships if you haven't fixed that part of it yet?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by, self-sabotaging in these relationships. And then, like I
Yeah.
said, when I brought up before, having unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
Like I said, the spaghetti story, and some women have the same thing. A lot of women have the same thing when it comes to men. If he doesn't, if he ain't making this amount of money by such and such time, or if he's, whatever, he don't come in and he don't wash the dishes the way I like them washed or something, then, just petty stuff.
Or even one of the things that, and I guess it wouldn't be that big of a deal for
Mhm.
me. And we're all different, but well, he has to be over 6 feet. And I know men do the same thing. Oh, she has to be a certain, and I know we all have our preferences, and we're not saying don't have standards, and we're not
Mhm.
saying don't, just look for someone that you're going to be attracted to.
Mhm.
But some of the things, especially as we get older, we can't be that picky because again, we're bringing a lot of stuff to the table, a lot of
Mhm.
baggage to the table. We're not in the same shape, or we look the same that we did 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So we really have to um I'm not going to say bring our expectations down, because that
Mhm.
might not sound too cool, but we have to kind of maybe rethink what our expectations were,
Mhm.
because our expectations when we were in our 20s should be a little different than we are in our 40s and 50s.
Exactly.
So that's another way you're sabotaging your relationship, by having these unrealistic expectations, and just instead just finding someone who's a good person. Yes, you
Mhm.
still want to have that physical attraction. They have to be bringing something to the table,
Yeah.
but really we need to kind of rethink what our expectations are.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
technically, there's no perfect person out there.
No,
There's
not
no
at all.
perfect person. You may want, ladies, you may want the big burly dude with the muscles and all of this stuff, and you may want him to, want him to make six figures and all of these different things, but there's going to be a flaw somewhere. You may get that, but he may not be.
You might not be the only
he
one on his
he
list.
might not be the only one on his list, or he may not be emotionally ready for you. He may not have that emotional side.
Right.
So it's always going to be something. There is nobody that is the perfect person out there. I ain't the perfect person for her. She wanted the big bald head burly dude.
You are bald head.
Yeah, you got the bald head butterscotch joker.
Yeah, I did. Well, I like him dark skinned.
Yeah, she
Dark
wanted the big
skinned.
chocolate dudes. She like the Idris Elba type dudes.
And this is what I got. This is what I got.
this is what
30
you got.
years, and I love him.
This is
That's
decided
my
to put up
baby.
with you.
Yes, that's
for
true.
35 years. We said it's 35 years. We've been
I
married
say 30.
28.
I say 30 plus, because I don't count that. I don't know.
Well,
Anyway,
35.
whatever.
Long time. So, but yeah, that's basically my main thing, is about, sabotaging your relationships,
Yep.
And there's others where they get into sabotaging marriages, on the same type of stuff. You can't, you can't do this.
Well, you can, but you're gonna be lonesome.
You're gonna be lonesome.
Yeah.
And then you have women that turn around and be like my auntie, who is a career
Sabotager,
sabotager and lonesome person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So if those are issues that you're having, we always say, get some therapy, get some coaching, because there's something in you that, you need to work on. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need to stop worrying about or fearing, well, what's wrong with me? Just work
Mhm.
on whatever is going on. And, that'll make you a better person
Yeah.
for whomever you're with.
Yeah. There are good men and good women out there.
Definitely.
There are.
Hmm.
But you have to trust that. And sometimes you have to let that person develop into that. That's what, being in a relationship is about. They're going to be cool in the beginning, whoever it is, but sometimes it takes time to develop into what you really want, what you want to see out of this person. And at the same time, some of your things some of your qualities that you have on your little list will probably change.
Hmm.
Everything changes as you get older.
Yeah.
Like she said, when you're young, you have a list that you want. Like when I was young, me and my boys was young, we had to have a woman that looked like Vanity. We had to have a woman that looked like Vanity and all that stuff, or Pam Grier and all of these things. You have your looks that they have to match, and you end up getting some of those things, and you realize that that it's not really all that. So you have to understand that qualities are going to change.
Yep.
So you have to be able to roll with that.
Yep.
So did that make sense?
It made sense. All right,
so we might have to
y'all.
come back to a part 2 of sabotaging.
Sabotage. Yeah. There's a
Sabotage.
lot to talk about. There's a lot
It
to
is.
unpack, but so hopefully, you guys got some valuable information, or at least, just hearing what we have to say and maybe rethinking, is that what I'm doing in my relationship?
Yeah.
And, try and get some help, try and work through it, whatever, so you can have that
Yeah.
healthy and peaceful relationship.
Exactly.
All right, y'all. So we are out. Thank you guys so much for listening and tuning in. And please remember, if there's any value in our content, or if you just like our content, please remember to subscribe and like, hit the notification, and even share. Yeah, comment. Does this resonate with any of you, or are we totally off? Because we could be totally off the point,
But give us some examples
some
of
feedback,
things that some of you guys have dealt with and are going through, and
or even if you don't have to, we're not going to know who you are anyway, but even talk about if you have realized, hey, this resonates with me, and yes, I have sabotaged my relationship once or twice. We'd love to hear from you guys, so please leave us comments. We really like to read them. Okay.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So thank you again for joining us. Bye.
Bye-bye.